Thank y'all for tuning in. This is Deme D from the DagogetaTv. This is another collaboration with HLM Media websites, bringing you those interviews on the rise, bringing you the talent, putting that work in. And I'm here today with the lovely vocalist, performer, entertainer, Nyasia Chanél.
Ain't no fun in starting over. I give in chance, feel like my dog is running over. People say it's a bad romance, let's keep on dancing for the moment.
Yes. What's going on? What's going on? Thank you for pulling up.
Thank you for allowing me to be here. I like this space. It's real intimate. You know what I mean? It's getting me in the vibe.
Good recording spot.
Yeah, I see a little mic over there. I was like,
what
oh,
I do. I
doing?
go to different places. That's what I do. Mr. Everywhere, you never did. But it's not the best day. Thank you for pulling up. It's kind of a sluggy New York City day.
Sticky wicked outside.
But speaking of that, I'd like to start off where you're from. Let the people know where you're from.
So I'm from upstate New York, but not Buffalo.
All right. I mean, that's the first assumption.
Yeah, I normally get that a lot. Like when I tell people I'm from upstate, they automatically think all the way up there. Nah, we're in the Orange County, Sullivan County area.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? You know where I'm at?
Nah.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna shout out Fallsburg 845. You know what I'm saying? That's where we at. Yeah.
You represent because you're out here heavy, out in the city all the time, and I like to see that. I respect that. So what I want to start with, I like to ask the vocalist, when did you discover your voice, and when did you decide that it would be your career?
I mean, from what I'm told, I was always told I had a voice as is, like, growing up, like my uncle, he had a church, so I was always singing in the church and stuff like that. But I wouldn't say I really started noticing that I could hold a tone till I was in high school. I did like chorus and stuff like that. But then I got into college and I linked up with one of my friends, and like it wasn't until I got into the studio and I heard myself through the mic
I think
that I was like,
a big part.
After you hear that feedback, it's like, hold on, like after you be singing in the shower for so often, you know what I'm saying? Now it's like we in a microphone, okay. So it was after that I was like, okay, I want to try this. Like it's fun, and that's just how I always looked at it. Like this is just fun. So.
And it comes off. It comes off on what you're doing because with the point of this, with the whole interview series and HLM Media is just to highlight artists rising and serious artists. Me, I like to work with serious artists. I stress that all the time, and you're definitely the definition of that. So you're definitely out here. You got the visuals. You're networking, traveling from upstate, putting the visuals out, consistent with the music, performing. Got choreography in your performance. I mean,
I'm looking for a choreographer. Listen, if you're out there, you want to teach me how to do a little.
I didn't say you what
I can do a little.
Yeah, I didn't say it was the best. I'm just saying. I see what you're doing.
It get me by. It get me through.
But listen, that's more than that's just another level of dedication. So I respect that. So I'm gonna dig into more of that, but I want to start right now. You have your single out, your latest single, Sticky Wicked. Another different vibe. You got a lot of vibes right here. You got a nice little dance vibe. Good energy. So I wanted to ask, who's the people you work with this, because it has the sound that that's kind of hitting right now, but it still has your own element in it too, right there.
So actually, I co-wrote this with.
Nice.
Shout out Jay Dida. You know what I'm saying? He's actually here, but we can't show him right now.
Salute.
Yeah, we got this beat. I was like, yo, this beat crazy. And and honestly, he was just like, all right, go ahead, like see what you can do with it, and then we'll figure it out. And literally, like I heard it and I was like, yo, and it was like everything just kind of felt, you know what I'm saying? Like I had a stuffy nose actually when I first laid it down. I had a stuffy nose, and I was like, dang. And I thought it was perfect how it sounded, but I was like, I don't know if I want to put a record out with a stuffy nose. You know what I'm saying?
What is it? You felt it was like hearable, noticeable?
I don't know. Yeah, it was a little bit deeper. Like my tone was a little bit deeper.
Right. You would know.
Yeah, and I was just like, because I'm like, well, what happens if it's too deep and then I go to sing it regular and it's not, it's not the same, whatever. So I was like, all right, I'll just redo it, and I redid it and I sent it to him, and he was like, oh, hold on. And literally, he wrote the rest of it. It was history after that. Like, it was just lit. Like afterwards, we was like, oh, we got a hit. We was hyped. We was like, yeah, you got a hit. You got a hit. So So it was just cool. All of it coming together and stuff like that. So
the dope video too.
You know, look, we kind of give a lot of visuals for it. You know.
So let's dig into that too, cause that's what I do like too, cause I know it's a lot of work. You know, a lot of artists just wanna focus. Well, not a lot of artists. There are artists who wanna just focus on the music, and that's mainly their main focus, and the other stuff just feels like work, and I understand that.
Right.
But the visuals play a mega part. They play They play a mega part, and I see you crushing it. So, do you have a team with that? Do you have a system? Because I see you do it consistently. Do you have a system where you make sure stuff is out, or is whenever the music comes, or?
Yeah, so shout out my team, Creative Soulful Entertainment LLC. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
They make sure I'm getting right all the time. Mainly like a lot of it is like I'll just think of mad ideas and I'll run it through them and they'll be like, all right, try it. You know what I'm saying? I like it that it's like a lot of variety. It's not like really,
Definitely a lot of variety.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, you have to. You know what I'm saying? Like no, it's like I get to be able to express myself and be able to, you know, put it out when I want to put it out. And, you know, a lot of the times, like, I'll ask for people's feedback. So, like, I'll ask them, like, yo, what do you think about this? Or I'll see different things that kind of inspire me, and I'll just try to put my little twist to it, you know? Because I'm realizing now that, like, you need to have different visuals for the same record, you know what I'm saying? So people can see it in a different light, you know? So,
I mean, like visualizers and stuff?
Yeah,
too,
like visualizers, little things. Like, it could be...
Oh, you
know?
mean like... even like I see you have your clips online, you mean stuff like that. Just having your
like
music
little clips,
okay.
Yeah, like little clips, like little different sides of the song, just to to explore in a different light. You know what I'm saying? Because you could put it out one way, and one way is cool, but some people, it's like we live in a short attention span.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Where you gotta constantly like spice it up so that the song don't get boring. You know?
Or rehash it. I don't understand people who think you're just gonna post it one time and then you're gonna have to keep rehashing it and rehashing it, and like you said, maybe adding it in a picture, because I'm kind of resistant to that too. I recently just had a big debate about TikTok. Somebody telling me I need to get on there and all of that, but you know that's something different. But
yeah.
So, but your visuals are definitely very creative and different. I want to shout out. I see you have my guy DWI and one of them dope. That video was fire too, and the song itself. So let's jump into that. Let's jump into the creativity of your music. Do you do most of the? Well, I don't even know if that matters. What I really want to know is just the content. You find that you touch on a lot of serious topics.
Oh yeah, I try to be all like my biggest thing, and this is what I told my team. I was like, I want to be a singer, but I want them to know how I feel. And literally, it was like, you gotta relax. Like, we're gonna do it in the right time. You know, you just can't just throw yourself out there and just blah. And I was like, and it took me a minute to actually process it because I'm just like, no, I want them to know how I feel right now. And that's how I'll be sometimes. I'll be like, no, they need to hear this from me right now. And he'll just have to like humble me. And it's a good humbling because it makes me sit back and think like, okay, you're right. And then when it falls the right way, I'm like, okay, he was right. And sometimes I don't always tell you you're right, but it's okay because he knows it because, you know, it unfolds for itself. But yeah, so like, even with, you know, the Can't Stop Us movement, like it happened during the pandemic, and I felt like I wasn't able to get out there with the people, you know, as much as I wanted to, just because
this was a serious time.
Serious time. So, you know, I sat with Dida and we was like, yeah, we have to figure out a record where we could talk to the people and, you know, speak about what's going on, because it's not like this is a one-time thing. It's continuously going on even today. Tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It happens so much. So I feel like it's a really good record that just really talks to the people, just to get them to really think about what's going on, and, you know, try to get them involved as much as possible. So
yeah, I respect that, and because I always like artists, like I like a lot of artists, but I always like singers like Music Soul Child and Jaheim and people, you know what I mean? It wasn't always just like, let me drink your bathwater, baby. It wasn't always they actually had topics, so I like that. I like that. And the performing I gotta speak on, because I actually got to see you perform. Salute to Mecca. She didn't open. She released her book that day, and you performed there. And I think that's the first time I seen you live, and you definitely have the energy. You know how to control a crowd. On visuals, you never look like you get nervous or razzled. Basically, you know, if it's not the, reception or just not the feedback. So how long did it take to get that type of confidence? Did you always have that? Is it just performance just your thing? Because the energy is crazy.
I'm not gonna lie. and this is not sounding cocky. It's not sounding cocky at all. I've always been like a people person, so like I don't normally get nervous. Like the only times I get nervous is if it's like I don't know. It comes at different times.
No,
like sometimes I'll come on the mic and I'll be fine. I'll be like, yo, what's up? And then there'll be times where like it could be maybe like a real intimate setting and I'm like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? It'll just come, but it's kind of like Beyonce with the Sasha Fierce. It's like you're nervous and then once the lights come on, it's like you gotta get to it or it's over. Like, you know, you gotta be ready. So I've always loved being on stage and like love being in front of people and performing and stuff like that. Like even since I was a little kid, like it's never bothered me to, you know, get up on stage. Like even like I do acting as well. So when I was acting in high school and stuff like that, it wasn't like nervous for me to deliver the line. I don't know.
Natural. It's
natural.
Nah, that's what's up. But I mean, isn't that, well, I don't want to say isn't that, but a lot of the times it's like that. That's how you end up getting into that lane. Sometimes people have to, you know, adjust to that part, but most of the time that's what makes you even get there. You feel that natural energy.
Yeah, and then it's a lot of practicing in the mirror. I talk to myself in the mirror all the time. I be like, you know what I'm saying?
And you perform.
With my little Grammy speech, I be like, listen, thank you so much. I want to shout out God. You know, like I be doing the whole thing. Yeah, you gotta shout out God. That's it, you know.
So you actually answered this though. I don't know, but if there's any other specifics, since you work with the team, how often or has there been anything specific where you were resistant to that actually turned out great that you were resistant to and didn't want to do that they suggested? You might as well, just give him credit. You know.
Shout out to the because he's in the room. Nah, he told me to get on TikTok, right?
Oh,
and I'm not gonna lie.
Don't do it. Don't sell me out.
Because it was annoying at first.
Annoying.
It was like trying to figure out how to edit, and then you gotta get a part of the trending sounds, and then you gotta make videos.
This nonsense that people.
You just gotta do a lot of work. But the pandemic happened. So then it was like, I kind of had no, it wasn't like I didn't have a choice, but it was just like, I had nothing to do. So now I'm like, okay, what am I doing with my time? Now I have to, because I went from being on the streets where we had a market on the streets and we was doing good, but now I didn't grow my online presence. So it allowed me to grow my online presence. So once I started getting on TikTok and I started like figuring out, you know, he would send me little stuff. He'd be like, try this, do this, do this. And I'd be like, and I would do it and I started seeing the results and I was like, okay.
You can't be mad at that.
I can't be mad at that. So I found something that I like to do because I was telling him, I'm like, I like to act. And I found like little skits and stuff that ended up working out for me. And after that, it like grew my TikTok. So now we got 102K. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay, talk to him.
You know, we just got to get this shit.
You owe him big time, man. Like, you was
like, shut up. You know, that's it. Like, so I'm really grateful that he even told me about it because I was like you said, I was really resistant at first, but now I found an app that finally like receives me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's organic. Like compared to Instagram. You know what I mean? Instagram is a little bit more
Instagram is that's more for resume. There's no love on there.
Resume.
It's like, just to have a resume.
You know, my focus is on there though. You know, I do a talent show every Monday at 10:30.
Gotta be on it.
Tune in. But I do it every Monday, and you know that's where I see my people. That's where I'm able to interact with people on Instagram and stuff like that. So it works out.
It's part of the game. I mean, personally, I love Twitter, but so before we close out, I want to bring it up again. Sticky Wicked, that's the single you're promoting right now. Should they be expecting an album, or right now you just focused on the songs?
You never know. You know, you just gotta follow me to stay in tune because I'm doing a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Not only do I have Sticky Wicked out, but I have also another single out called Wasting. It's about being vulnerable for your partner. You know what I'm saying? Once they start acting up, you get to know how I feel. So I have a lot of actual singles out that I've been just, you know,
and
just
a lot of videos too.
Yeah,
like
you know, I'm doing. I got my song
Mm-hmm.
Wasting, Merry-Go-Round. So I'm trying to really rotate the singles.
That's smart.
But just so that, you know, people get a different aspect of me because it's more to me than just, you know, one lane. And that's why I try to just market myself as a versatile artist. This way you can't box me in. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be in elevators, barbecues,
Walmart,
weddings,
you know.
Walmart, you know, hospital. You know what I'm saying? You play me everywhere. That's what I'm trying to be. So, yeah, you just got to stay tuned and see what I'm about to get into because it's going to be an exciting year.
2023.
2023.
God, Deme D. Again, this is HLM Media collaboration. Make sure y'all follow Nyasia Chanél.
Yes, Nyasia Chanél.
We got it here.